seen articles on Keith Lee on Forbes, on ESPN, and what they're saying is you're kind of redefining the quote unquote big man. But what people I don't think realize is, regardless of your size, it's impressive what you do at your size, but those moves are difficult for anybody to do. Let somebody, your size do them. Do you feel like the wave of, I guess, big men of this generation is a little bit different than it was in years past?
I don't know. I don't really feel like it is. I just think that some people are willing to step out on a limb and do the things that they enjoy. For me, I've always been able to do the things that I do. I just never did because it was kind of against the rules or looked down upon. For me to have taken that step took a certain encouragement from proper people to want to be myself and not care about other people and what they think about the style of wrestling that I do. So for me, it's just about being myself, man. And for other guys, I think some guys are challenging themselves maybe to be the athlete that today's wrestling enjoys. And that's definitely the type of wrestling I enjoy. So I like to mix and match. I like a nice slow pace, but I also like to explode when necessary. This kind of depends on matches and situations, opponent types, things of that sort.
I think you have the ability, like you said, to have a type of match with everybody. I mean, from your matches with Ricochet, which were, I mean, you were going hold for hold with Ricochet, move for move, and then a power match like you do with a Brian Cage or a Jeff Cobb. Did you find it difficult to kind of alter your style to your opponent, or was that something, being such a gifted athlete that just kind of came natural to you?
I think natural is a lot of what I do, man. Especially nowadays, now that I've settled into being comfortable with just being who I am. It's just I'm comfortable in this. I'm happy with this, and a lot of people are enjoying it, man. Fans, even wrestlers. Strangers who have never ever watched wrestling that have seen me have completely changed their ways and devoted themselves to wrestling, if you will. It's just cool to see the effects of what I love, what it does for other people. So I'm definitely enjoying that, and it being a natural thing for me, it feels good because it's just who I am. So it's what I'm doing.
I think to be able to catch somebody who's never watched wrestling before and to engulf them into professional wrestling with your matches is something that's amazing. If you had a wrestling fan and let's say they didn't know who Keith Lee was, do you have a particular match you would show them that you feel, would show them who you really are and what you're really capable of?
When people ask me about matches and different styles and such, I think that if I'm just looking to blow their mind, I generally direct them to myself versus Brian Cage because it's kind of like a freaking video game match, where I just feel like maybe we're just one-upping each other, challenging each other's cardio because we're just constantly throwing each other around, and it's just this nuts match. It was craziness. Outside of that, some people like chess games or big type of, I guess, trading blows, throwing lumber type matches. I'll direct them to myself versus Chris Hero. If I want to just wow people, then I might direct them to myself versus JT Dunn from Pro Wrestling Magic. And then if some people just are looking for a different flavor, they want to see me versus a small guy, then I might direct them to myself versus Johnny Silver. And though that one, the cage match, and Chris Hero are all from Beyond Wrestling, and they just were gracious enough to release for free. So a lot of people have been enjoying those matches lately.
Yeah, I'll definitely make sure to share those on Facebook. Actually, I think it was Donovan Dijak that said when he was commentating a match with Brian Cage that it looks like a video game, and you couldn't be, more right, because what you guys were able to do in that match was unbelievable. Now, those were your singles matches. I know you started your career pretty much as a singles wrestler until you teamed up with Shane as the Pretty Boy Killers. So
yes, that is correct.
Was it difficult for you to go from a singles wrestler to a tag team wrestler? I know in Ring of Honor you had great matches with War Machine and the Briscoes. Was that something that was easy for you to do?
I want to say yes, but it's also no. I mean, for us, it was a lot easier than most because you got two huge, just enormous guys. You got Shane, who at the time was probably 365, 370. He's lost a lot of weight lately. And then you have me, who hovers around 320, 330 regularly, maybe gets down into the 315 level. So obviously, we can run through anybody on our own right. So it makes things easier. But in terms of the more challenging matches, it definitely took some learning and whatnot. And I think that we accelerated at a very fast pace when it comes to that, because I don't recall Shane really being a tag wrestler either. It's just an appointment that we or a opportunity that we took the competition on, and we learned very quickly. We learned on the job, and a lot of that can be faked through Ring of Honor's locker room. And I always try to give a big thanks to Christopher Daniels, because he taught us specifically a lot. And we applied everything that we learned from him, and we had great success together. And a lot of fun, of course.
It definitely seemed like it in the series of matches you guys had with War Machine. Now, you guys had, blasted onto the scene at Ring of Honor very fast. You were thrown to a lot of really good tag team matches. And then after that, you decided to go the singles route and go to Evolve. Was that a hard decision for you to make? Or was that something you just felt like was best for your career and that was the right thing to do at the time?
It was very difficult because so I think Ring of Honor made the offer at the very end of 2016, and then not long after that, maybe a week. I don't even know if it was a week. Then Evolve made an offer, and I took probably, I don't know. Since I had already known about both, probably took around 3 weeks of just thinking and chatting and talking and brainstorming and talking to mentors and whatnot, and just juggling things around, weighing pros and cons, and considering Shane and the whole ordeal, of course. And in the end, after talking to mentors and friends and family and whatnot, it just felt like Evolve's interest was way more fitting in my interest. And they were looking to give me a chance to showcase Keith Lee, and that's all I wanted, was a chance to deliver and to be something that can build a company. And I think that I'm doing that. I think that I already felt like I could do that, but I think that I'm also now doing so, becoming that commodity, becoming that important key piece on the chessboard. So, in the end, I feel more now than ever that I definitely made the right decision.
I mean, people have been calling you the MVP of WrestleMania weekend, so I would echo your sentiments with making the right decision. Evolve is doing a great job in bringing in a lot of talent right now. Obviously, Drew Galloway had just left, so they bring in a Kyle O'Reilly, and they keep bringing in, these big name guys, and, you're in the main event picture. You have Ego in the main event picture. Is there anybody that you haven't gotten a chance to work with yet that you would like to?
Well, I would say Matt Sydal, but I mean, I'm wrestling him on Saturday for VIP wrestling, so that's going to be like a pseudo dream match right there. There's still, yeah, there's still plenty of people that I haven't wrestled that I'd love to, and I also like wrestling new people to begin with. So those are nice challenges and good tests. They're people you don't know, maybe you haven't seen a lot of footage on, things of that sort. I think some of the most major challenges that I'm interested in are really over in Japan. So, I mean, and then, of course, there's a ton of talent in WWE. There's plenty of guys. I mean, I wrestled most of the guys I really wanted to wrestle in Lucha Underground. And then I'm even, the possibility, I mean, we're still a ways off, but there's a place called Canuck Pro in Canada that seems to be booking some powerhouse shows in November and December. So I'm looking forward to those because I believe my very first match with them is supposed to be against Ray Phoenix. So there's different opportunities and even some matches you just don't think of until they're put together. And it's like, oh, yeah, I really want that. One of my favorite things that'll be coming up in July is myself versus Daisuke Sekimoto for XWA in the United Kingdom. And that, I know a lot of fans really, really want to see. So I'm super looking forward to giving something special for that.
That's awesome that you're expanding, the UK and the international talent. For my own selfish reasons, I would love to see Keith Lee versus Tomohiro Ishii. That's a dream match of mine that I've been thinking about.
I've heard a lot of people say that, and Ishii's extremely talented. So I think it'd be a very interesting match, and absolutely, I think it'd deliver on a lot of different levels. So, if that opportunity ever came up, I would be more than happy to step into a ring with him. One of my personal wants, like the most major thing on the bucket list, would probably be to wrestle Okada in a preferably more main event profile match or a very serious level match, because I think that it would be something like super duper special, absolutely, for any and everybody to enjoy. Fans, new fans, non-fans. I think if anybody saw it, it'd be a very special spectacle to see, if you will.
Absolutely. Now, in talking about New Japan, is that one of your long-term goals? Do you see yourself working in Japan?
I wouldn't really just call it a long-term goal because everybody's view on long-term is different. Like it's an extremely subjective term. So I will just say that New Japan, I mean, maybe not just New Japan, but Japan in general is a goal for me. Just to compete there and meet some new fans and get some different opportunities and whatnot. It's not a super pressing matter or anything like that. If the opportunity came, I'd take a look at it just like any other and decide if it's the right thing to do, if it made sense, if it was a smart move. And then if it was, then I'd be there right away. So, I'd like to go there mainly because I love Japan. I love Japan before I love Japan wrestling, right? So just going to Japan is a really cool idea for me.
I think it gets a lot of the fans thinking, and that would be, just something great to see. I know you said you have Ray Phoenix coming up. What other matches do you have coming up already that you're on the horizon that you're looking forward to?
There's so many, man. Like I said, this Saturday I've got Matt Sydal at VIP Wrestling. I think that's probably going to blow a few minds unexpectedly, because people are probably going to look at the size difference and not really think anything. But I'm certain that the man that he is will be able to surprise